Yesterday was a historic day. What a day to give thanks for. The very first person to receive a dose of the approved Pfizer vaccine, launching a worldwide campaign against COVID-19. It took place. It was Margaret Keenan who wound up getting the first jab of COVID-19 vaccine. I thought she was going to get a shot, but in good British fashion, no, they call it a jab. She got a jab of the COVID-19 vaccine in Coventry, 6:31 a.m. It was such a historic time, and she was such a neat lady. You think about her getting up about 4 a.m. in order to get all fixed up and dressed and ready to go. She chose a very festive t-shirt. It was a penguin and snow and Merry Christmas on it. What you may not have realized, actually, that was a t-shirt there from the hospital's charity program. She chose it intentionally, and sales went through the roof. They completely sold out and are having to order more, as so many Britons there want to celebrate. And so the t-shirt she chose is going to wind up being a blessing for people as well. She's 90 years old, but actually in a week she's going to turn 91. She considered this an early birthday present. You see, she had been a jewelry assistant working in a jewelry store. She retired about 4 years ago now. She's a lady who's full of life, full of love. They asked her why she was willing to get the first vaccine, and it's because I have a son, I have a daughter, I have 4 grandchildren. She said, I miss hugging my family so much, and I've been living in isolation now for all these months. And what a great present that I'm going to finally get to be back with my family again. What a great thing. And she was so pumped, and it was so exciting. The second person in line to get a vaccine was William Shakespeare. Tell me that wasn't an accident. Good Brits, what a great sense of humor. No, William Shakespeare was lined up for number 2. But I came across another fellow that I thought was interesting. His name was Martin Kenyon. Martin Kenyon is 91 years old. And it just so happened that he happened to be walking near Guy's Hospital there in London, and a reporter wanted to speak to him to ask, what do you think about this vaccine beginning? And Martin explained, well, he had just gotten the vaccine. The reporter was kind of shocked. He goes, really? How did that happen? And it was Martin who spoke up and said, well, I started hearing about it, so I called up the hospital and I said, so tell me, what is this about the vaccine you guys are doing? And they said, well, yes, we're going to be giving out the vaccine. He said they started asking me some questions, yes, no, yes, no. They said, all right, you can have an appointment at 12:30. So he got in his car. He came driving downtown at 12:30, and he said the bloody traffic was so terrible I couldn't find anywhere to park my car. So I was late. He got his car parked, went in, they took his name, and they said, well, we'll come back at such a time. And he said, I went off to get some lunch. It was a nasty lunch. He had his lunch, came back. They gave him the vaccine, gave him a shot. He was now on his way home. And he said, well, what does your family think about this? And he said, they don't know. You're the first person to know. I'm going home to call them now to tell them that I got the vaccine. And he was so thrilled, the reporter was shocked. And he said, so why are you doing this? And he said, I have 2 granddaughters, and I want to live as long as I can to share life with them. He started laughing and said, after living this long, why is there no reason to die now? No, to be able to be celebrating life. Everybody seemed to be taking the vaccine because they've missed family and they've missed friends. You know, this morning I got up and Marcia and I, we had our daily devotional and lit our candles of love and a candle of peace. And I've asked you this week to spend each morning starting with a prayer of gratitude. It was easy for me this morning to give prayer of gratitude and thanks for scientists around the world who have been working so hard. I was giving thanks that there was a vaccine for these people in Britain who are already lining up and taking the shot. But you know, it also made me think about more than 100,000 people in these past months who volunteered to take a shot before we knew whether it was safe or effective. Because of 100,000 people who are willing to do that, we know it's 95% effective and safe. And so a worldwide campaign has been launched. There is light at the end of the tunnel. It's still going to take a little while for us to get there. But you know I love the saying, when there's hope in the future, there's power in the present. And right now, you and I have hope in the future. It's coming. We are going to end this pandemic. And you and I are going to be getting back together and celebrating and living life again. I can hardly wait for all the exciting parties that are going to happen in 2021 because we're going to defeat this virus. I hope today you'll take time to give God thanks and remember that we have hope in the future, not just because of a vaccine, but because of a baby born in Bethlehem that has promised that in the midst of all this darkness, the light still shines and the darkness has not overcome it. We are the people of hope. Have a blessed day.